War P, what up? What up, War P? War P in the building. What's good, bro? Cherry Hercules, you already know. Slow, you know how it is. Know what time is it? Know what time is it? You know about to get into it and all that. Yeah, I know War P, but yo, that's why I've been dropping little videos and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, let everybody know that I'm still active with what I'm doing. So even when I'm not doing it live, you know what I'm saying, y'all still here for me and everything. I know what's going on with me. Or, what's going on, what's in my mind and everything. Yo, Henny 445, 4625. Salute, what up, man? What's going on, man? Get that chat popping. Get that chat popping. I'm waiting for some more people to come in before I start, you know, talking about what I'm going to talk. And y'all already know how I do. But I hope everybody good. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, have a happy holidays. You know what I'm saying? You and your families is blessed. Y'all spending that quality time. You know what I'm saying? I hope that everybody, what I'm saying, is healthy and good, during that storm. And, nobody took no substantial losses or nothing like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But yeah, let me say a little more. Hannibal Slope, you already know. Slope, ZTV, that's right, Slope. That's right, hit them likes, hit them likes. You already know, no say to yo sis, what up, what up? Slope, release here, 7-9, Slope, peace. Felice Cortez, Lil sis, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in to Kross TV Network. Y'all already know that's Kross with a K. Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in and being there, you know what I mean? Because as again, I know how valuable your time is, and this is time that y'all can never get back. So I always try to make sure that I use your time as well as my own, what I'm saying, to build better perspective, more understanding, you know what I'm saying, and destroying, all the stuff that's holding us back as individuals and as a community, as a people, you know what I mean? As a nation. So, that's what this about. And I know what this, know what I'm about. So definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Those that's for the first time, thanks for tuning in. I hope y'all hit that subscribe. I hope y'all like. Those that always been here, y'all already know I always appreciate y'all for supporting me. Those that been here for day one and whatever, you know what I'm saying? If y'all haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit them likes, man. You know, I always look at your comments, man. I try to respond to everybody as best as I can. The more people, the harder it be. So, y'all bear with me. With that being said, somebody had asked me, yo, Mel, won't you tell us about how life is in solitary confinement, being that you've been in there, or whatever have you, being that I've been incarcerated for so long or whatever, so they wanted a little insight. And I said, you know what? That'd be great because I already had spoke about the origin of solitary confinement and everything. So I said, well, why not go into depth and speak about, my experiences while in there? Because we already know those that always been watching me, everybody know that when I did that live on what solitary confinement was and so forth and so on, it was initially for people with mental illnesses, and it was supposed to have been designed to try to like isolate them and help them, but it only made them go crazy and more insane. And we talking about in the 1700s when it started in Pennsylvania by the Quakers, which is the Friends Society, which is a Christian sect. You know what I'm saying? So, which also is found the ones that founded basically founded Pennsylvania. Those are the same people that the Quaker oats and everything that y'all might have when y'all buy, y'all might see the pictures of them and everything. And those are also the people that was helping Harriet Tubman under the Underground Railroad. The Underground Railroad was their houses where they was hiding at during the daytime and stuff like that. You know, um, so that's just a little history on what the Quakers is, and a little history on solitary confinement and what it was recently designed for. But prison adapted the solitary confinement format and name as a form of punishment for those that are incarcerated. Now, we see how it supposed to have been initially for helping the mentally ill to then as being a form established as a base of means of a punishment for a prisoner that caught a disciplinary infraction while incarcerated or under the supervision and care and custody of Department of Corrections or whatever state they was in. So now we take about solitary confinement, right? So before I can tell you solitary confinement and for y'all be able to understand the deprivations of solitary confinement, I would have to first give you a little glimpse on what prison life is in population, right? So while you in general population, all right, let's say you up north, you in Auburn Correctional Facility, right? You allow 6 draft bags. You allowed a certain pair amount of sneakers. You allowed a certain amount of shirts, sweatshirts, state greens, you know, sweatpants, boxers, pictures, commissary, instrument or keyboard, typewriter, all that's included in them 6 bags. And they're gonna only pay for 4. 2, you're gonna have to pay out your own commissary account, right? Your own inmate account. So that's basically what you get when you're in population. While you're in population, you get yard 2, depending on where you at, sometimes 3 times a day. You go to programs. Your programs consist of, if you ain't got no GED or no formal education, it's mandated unless you read at a certain level and your math is at a certain level where every time the GED test come up, you could take the GED test, But if you don't reach or have that certain level, then you have to go to school and partake in school Monday through Friday, whatever time frame, whatever jail that you in, whatever. So you go to school. Some people go to vocationals. Vocationals being I don't know, working in the industry, wood shop, making chairs, making tables, making cabinets. In Auburn, another industry they was making was license plates. Anybody in New York, in the state of New York, that has a license plate, that license plate was made in Auburn Correctional Facility by convicted felons. For know that, right? Um, some people might work in the mess hall, which is the cafeteria where all the prisoners come out at a certain time, 3 times a day to eat. You eat, got your breakfast time, your breakfast meal. You normally go to breakfast at 7 in the morning. You go to lunch sometime around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you go to dinner time. Your last meal is at between 5, 6 o'clock after the count, whatever have you, right? All these meals you go after the count when everybody's in their cell and where they supposed to be, right? When they do their security check. So before they move prisoners from another part of the prison complex to another part. So now, and also when you go to the yard, you could use the phone. You could work on a pull-up bar. You could play basketball. You could play softball. You could jog. You could lift weights. You could play handball. You could sit on the tables, play cards. When it's time for go to commissary, I know the buy limit when I was there was 55. You could buy 55 worth of food, and then you could buy another $25 in stamps. And then any other special orders, then you could buy special orders. Like socks or, certain things that you might need that might not be on the commissary list, at the commissary store when you go there to purchase what you ever want to purchase. Commissary consists of, your food, your rice and everything like that, right? So y'all get a pretty much glimpse on what you can do while you're in prison, in general population. All right. So now when you in solitary confinement, a lot of privileges that I just stated to y'all are taken away from you. These privileges are when you go to the yard, you cannot lift weights, you cannot play basketball, you cannot get on the phone, can't, walk around with other prisoners. You can't play basketball. When you in solitary confinement, see, I'm gonna have to give y'all different barriers of solitary confinement. Because solitary confinement, it changes from prison to prison. Because you have regular prisons, general population prisons that might have a solitary confinement or special housing unit section for those that's in a box. And then you have prisons that's just all prison boxes. Everybody that's in that prison is in a box. The only people that's not in a prison, that's prisoners that's in a box, are people that work cadre. Cadre are the people that make up the trays, to make up the food, cook the food, make up the trays, pick up the trays, pick up the garbage, clean the trays, and everything like that. So the trays, okay, let's say you in upstate correctional facility. Upstate correctional facility is an all box prison. You have 5 housing complexes, right? You have 8 block, 11 block, 8 block, 9 block, 10 block, 11 block, and you have 12 block. 12 block is cadre, those that if we need books from the law library, they'll sort out the books and stuff like that. Like I said, people that come bring the food and the tray, that make the trays and everything, and put out food, do a feed up slot, and stuff like that. Those that clean up and stuff like that. So now, when you're an upstate correctional facility consists of tiers, upstairs and downstairs, but it's 2 sides and there's a little wall in between. So, and then in your cell, there's a door. There's not bars. There's a doors and there's a little window that you try to look out, or whenever the flap of your door open up, you could be able to look out. In your cell, just imagine while you in your cell, think about you in your bedroom. I don't know how big your bedrooms is, but this room is enough to fit a bunk bed. The bunk bed not being your regular bunk bed, what you think about your customary bunk bed where you could climb up and everything. No, it's not like that. The bunk bed is nailed into the wall and is above another bed, but they do have a ladder where they can climb up there or they could just jump up, whatever, right? So you got 2 beds. You got your door. You got your 2 beds. You got a sink. You got a toilet. Then on the side, you have a little table and you have a little chair. Then you have a little shower right there. Then you have a back door, right? That back door, when they buzz it open, is your yard, is your recreation. So let me tell you what your yard and your recreation is and how big it is. Those of y'all that been in hotels or live in New York City, that been in plazas and live in different towers that have balconies, that y'all have balconies, right? The yard is a balcony with a cage going around it so you can't get out or nobody can't get in. You have a cage behind, all the cages is behind your cells. You understand what I'm saying? So for 24 hours a day, you are in this cell. You need and depend on people, the COs and the porters for everything. What I forgot to mention too is that since 2000, smoking was prohibited in solitary confinement. So those that have smoke habits and stuff like that, they could no longer buy cigarettes or nothing like that from commissary. That was banned, right? What you can do in population, but you can't do in the housing units, but you are allowed to buy that. You understand what I'm saying? So while you in your cell. All right, so now check it. This is what happens when you first come into solitary confinement. You catch an infraction, right? Catch a ticket. When you catch a ticket, depending on what the ticket is, let's say if somebody got cut or stabbed in the yard and you was involved, you'll go straight to the box then. But if you caught a ticket in your cell or you was doing something and they just got you keep locking, you waiting to go to a hearing to determine whether or not if you're gonna stay in population, you're gonna beat it, or whatever your fate, you're gonna go to a hearing. So when your fate is you're going to the box, you are handcuffed and you're escorted to the housing unit, to the special housing unit, where they house people that's on solitary confinement, right? Whether it's disciplinary reasons or whether it's administrative segregation. I'm gonna get into all that, right? So now they put you in the room. They tell you to take off all your clothes. They strip search you. But how they strip search you is like this. You got to take off a layer at a time. So they would tell me, all right, give me your hat. I take off my hat. I'll give it to them. They'll search it. Give me your glasses. They'll take my glasses to see if they're prescription or not. Because if they're not prescription, then you cannot have glasses in the Department of Corrections because they feel as if you're altering your appearance. You're only supposed to wear glasses or own or possess any form of glasses is if they're prescription. Only other glasses that you can have is shades. And when you go out, and you only can wear it when you're outside. And then they'll be like, all right, next your jacket, then your shirt, then your t-shirt, then your pants, turn your socks inside out, both one at a time. Take your pants off, turn it inside out. Take your pockets, turn them inside out like rabbit ears. They have you do all that. Why? And then once you're completely naked, they tell you run your thumb, run your pinky around your mouth like this, and do that, and even cough to make sure nothing in your throat and you ain't got nothing hidden in your mouth cavity, right? Once they do that, they tell you lift your arms up. They want to check under your armpits. They tell you to open your hands up, and you want to look at both of your hands. Look at both of your hands, right? Next, they do is tell you to lift up your penis. Lift your penis up. Then they tell you lift up your testicles. Lift your testicles up. Then they tell you to turn around and tell you to bend over. Then they tell you to open up your buttocks. You know what I'm saying? And then they make you lift up the back of your feet, wiggle your toes, and then you get dressed. Then that's when you go into a cell. You go into a cell after that, right? When you first get into the cell, they have 72 hours to give you any form of property. So for the next 3 days, it's a possibility that you might be in the same socks, drawers, t-shirt, and state issue greens for the next 3 days. You don't have soap. I mean, they give you state issue soap that'll dry your skin crazy. I'm dark skinned, so you already know how that soap will make me look if I don't have no lotion or no type of form of, lubricant to cover my skin, right? You don't have no shower slippers, you have nothing. So now when you go in your cell, before you get in the cell, the prisoner that's in the cell already has to go outside into the rec pen so you could come in there. Because when anytime a solitary confinement prisoner is escorted or walking through a building, they have to be handcuffed and they have to be escorted by a correctional officer. So it's no fair for another prisoner to be in a cell while you come in there handcuffed and they close the door and you in there handcuffed and he not handcuffed, and then y'all end up having problems or something happen, or he just feel like, and then he have you at disadvantage. So that's why they send the other prisoner outside into the rec pen until the cuffs come off, and then they open it, and then they stand there and see if y'all know each other. They'll wait to see if y'all meet and everything to see if it's gonna be a problem or something like that before they walk off. It's situations where they set you up and put you with people where they know you beefing at and won't even wait till you walk off. You understand what I'm saying? Which is a whole nother situation. Now, whenever you get your property, whether it's the next day or whether it's the whole 72 hours, some people didn't get their property until a week or so later in certain circumstances for different people, you know what I'm saying, or whatever have you, different instances. So you get your property. Think about this. In your cell, you got to pick 5 pictures that you want to have in your cell. 5. Now you got to think about if you got children, your parents, your significant other, your relatives. If you don't have them all in one picture, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility that you ain't gonna be seeing them in no pictures or nothing like that for a while until you reach another level. Because when you first get in there, you only can allow 5 pictures. You get 5 pictures, you get 5 magazines and or books. So now you can either have 5 books, 5 magazines, or you can mix them up. Right? That's all you can have. Plus your state greens. You know how you go to commissary and you buy your Jack Mac, your tuna fish, your bread, your pasta, you buy your protein powder, you buy your creatine, you buy your amino acids, you buy your vitamins. In a box, you can't buy none of that. The only thing you can buy in solitary confinement is stamps, writing pads to write your family, pens to use to write, stamps so you can send your letters to your family, and envelopes to put the letters in, to put the stamp on, to send to your family. Those are the only things that you can buy out of commissary outside of ordering from outside vendors, like through catalogs. And you might see a book that you want to buy. You might see something, you know, a vendor that might sell roses, and you might feel like, my wife was trooping with me through this bid, through all this time, whatever have you. So let me buy her some roses or something. You might have a catalog where you can order some roses and send some roses out to her, whatever. Things like that. So now you got the visual of how the box is, right? You went about a 5 by 7 cell, 2 beds in there, one above each other. You got a shower in there. You got a desk in there with a little table. They connected. You got a toilet and you have a sink. You in there 24 hours a day. The back door is the rec pen, which is the balcony with just a cage around it. Okay. We only allowed in that rec area when I was there 1 hour a day for your first 30 days. And then when you reach level 2, you get another additional rec, so it'd be like 2 hours, or you get additional rec and everything. You come out, you stay a little longer, whatever. Right? And then you get, I think, another 5 magazines of books. So now you can have 10 magazines, you can have 10 pictures, or you can have 10 magazines of books, mixed up, whatever. The limit, I think, total is 15 or 20, but the longer you there, you accumulate property and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? So what life is like in solitary confinement. For me, I'm an individual that was on, that came in 18-year-old teenager, 18-year-old kid, facing a murder rap and attempted murder. So my mindset was, I ain't never coming home again. I ain't know if I was never going to see, ever going to see these streets again. I'd have been told many stories about how the judge then told people, you see a tree outside right there? Person said, no. All right, well, when you come home, there will be one over. I done heard stories about that. I was naive to a lot of things and everything like that, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? For the first 20 months, I was on Rikers Island fighting my case. My plea offer was 35 years to life. So, of course, I felt that I would never see the streets or I would never touch down again, that I would die in prison. So, with that mind frame, and when you go in the North, you know, you sit there and you thinking about, you hear a lot of stories about booty bandits. You know, people, Nas said it, Nas said it the best. People fear what they don't understand and hate what they can't conquer. Guess it's just a theory of man became a monster. So it was like, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life, not no punk. I'm gonna live how I live and I'm gonna ride it out. You understand what I'm saying? So it was a war going on, I was putting it in. You know what I'm saying? Every time I cut or did something to somebody, police beat me up, stomped me out. Whenever somebody tried to do something to me and we get it in, whatever, same result. You understand what I'm saying? So I was in solitary confinement a lot. How I was able to, well, let me tell you what solitary confinement consists of. You get fed. Miss Playful, salute. Thank you. I appreciate your donation. Thank you. Miss Playful says, salute, Mel, and Merry Christmas to you and your family, beloved. We appreciate the story time. Thanks for sharing. You already know, Miss Playful, you know how we do, you know how we give it up, and it's always real here. And I always want to I'm gonna share, but you already know there's definitely a jewel behind everything I'm saying right now, and that's gonna come at the end, and y'all already know that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get back into it, right? Your breakfast come a little earlier than population, so your breakfast might come about 6 in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. So now when you get your tray, you're not getting the same portion as if you was going to the mess hall and everything like that. So you're getting bare minimum portion. Your food consists of 4 slices of toast, either a box, 2 boxes of cereal, 2 little cups of milk. That's it. 6 sugars. Um, that's it. Right? You might get an apple or you might get an orange. That's your breakfast. That's your breakfast. Lunch might consist of chili con carne, which is rice with chili mix, right? They might give you a small piece of cornbread, right? Get you a little juice, get you a fruit. That's your lunch. Your dinner might be a sandwich or something like that, and that's that. You understand what I'm saying? So now you can understand why people in a box lose a lot of weight because you can't even purchase food in commissary. You can't purchase nothing to eat in commissary. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why a lot of people, when you go to box, they shrink and lose so much drastic weight because you're barely eating. So we know the times that you're getting fed. Around so after you eat, you give your food tray back. When they feed you, they open up your feed up slot and they give you your tray. You eat your food, whatever, put your tray by the door. When the officer come by the door to get the tray, they open up the slot, slide the tray back to the feed up slot, and if you got any mail to go out, give them your mail, and then they'll mail their mail out for you. They close the feed up slot. At that time, after I ate, I took that time to work out because 9 times out of 10, I didn't even eat my breakfast at the time. Because for one, if I was smoking weed, I got up like 5 in the morning to flush my system out just in case they come to my cell with a urinalysis test. Because they come for urinalysis at you, you know what I'm saying, like about, around that time before your breakfast time. So I want to at least have 3 good peas and everything like that prior to them even trying to come whatever. So by the time my food come, I'm still peeing and everything like that, whatever. I'm not even hungry right now because I'm filled up with water and everything like that. So with and it's crazy because what I used to do is I used to drink 8 cups of water, warm water, 8-ounce glasses of water, hot if it could, drink it back. Once I pee, drink another 8. Pee again, drink another 4, like that, and then drink 4. And then once I start peeing, I just drink one like that and get this little cycle going on, whatever. Anyway, so when the food come, I just put my food, stash it. You know how I keep like little containers and everything where I can put my food up and eat later. And at that time, I start working out. So that's my little workout time. So I work out either that or I work out when the yard come, when they do the yard and we go outside, because we be on a gate and doing pull-ups on the gate, or we take string and everything and tie it to the gate and use that to make handles, with the sheets and everything. We should come up with things on how we should be able to do our little exercises, which kind of hurt us in a sense because we staying fit, but we're not eating. So we're burning a lot, but we're getting cut up crazy. Right? At the yard, I come inside from working out. I eat my breakfast. After I eat my breakfast, if it's shower. Oh, another thing, you don't get showered. You can't get showered. You get showers 3 times a day, and you get one shower on the weekend. So you get showers. No, you get showers. You get showers 3 times a week. You get showers like let's say on Monday, Wednesday, and let's say Friday. The only time you can get a shower on a weekend is if you have a visit. If you got a visit, they'll let you take a shower. They'll let you take a shower or whatever have you, right? Mind you, while you in solitary confinement, you are not using the phone. While you in solitary confinement and upstate correction facility, even though that per directive they say that you can use the phone once a month or whatever the case may be, unless it's for legal purposes and you're contacting your lawyer for a lawsuit or something like that, they are not pulling you out your cell to use the phone, and they are not bringing no phone to your cell, and there's no phone outlets by your cell for they could bring the phone to you and speak to you. So you're not using the phone. Now let's think about this. You got some people that have been in upstate. You got some people that have been in upstate 10 years. You got some people that have been in upstate 5 years. Just imagine when you in jail, in a jail. Not only are you in jail, but you're in jail within a jail. And the only way you can hear from your loved ones is through a letter in the mail, or when they send you pictures in the mail and you respond to them and you smell a perfume and everything like that. Because the only person that you have contact with is that one person that's in the cell with you 24 hours, 7 days a week. Somebody that you got to learn and get to understand and learn how to live with, so that y'all don't try to kill each other or hurt each other in any time or form of fashion, because you're going through a unnatural transition, an unnatural circumstance. I made a statement in my Instagram, and I said, "Yo, you never know how strong you really are until being strong is your only option." I'm gonna say that again. I made a quote. I made a statement on my IG, maybe about last week, and the quote said, "You don't know how strong you really are until being strong is your only option." Meaning you're back against the wall. It's either do or die. You gonna either lay down or you gonna stand up 10 toes down. Everything has to come. Somebody has to give it to you. The police got to give it to you. They got to give you your mail. Now, just think about police that you done got instances with or you beefing with, and they say, you know what? They don't feed you, and they walk by your cell, and they give your food to somebody else, or they spit in your food, or you don't even trust to eat the food. You're already starving and you're hungry. You're already starving. Or let's say the police don't give you your mail because you're on mail watch. So you on mail watch for whatever reason, because you're a gang member, or because somebody tried to kill you, or because you shot somebody or something like that, or something going on, and you on mail watch. They hold your mail. It broke relationships up. My wife at the time left me because she was writing me letters telling me things that was going on in their life out there, and she needed to hear from me to get some type of strength and everything to move on, you know what I'm saying, to carry on and to be strong and not to run astray from me, you know what I'm saying, for her to keep the faith with me and everything. And I'm writing her and sending it back out, and these motherfuckers ain't even sending my mail out. They ain't even sending my mail out. You understand what I'm saying? So for months, she not getting my mail, and it was to the point she left me, ended up getting in a whole nother relationship, but that's a whole nother topic. But so these are the things that goes on in solitary confinement. So in the morning, after I work out and everything, whatever, it's about 9 o'clock, there's really nothing to do other than lay in your bed, talk to your bunkie if y'all compatible like that, if he's up, because he might be sleeping when you up. So you gotta respect his space, respect his privacy. You don't want to be around no man standing over him or nothing like that while he sleep, making him feel uncomfortable, because you wouldn't want that happening to you. And you don't want to be too loud if he's not a loud person, and you want to gate talking to other prisoners throughout your tier, or on a window talking to other prisoners upstairs and everything, because you're yelling, and he's, what I'm saying, and you're yelling in his ear, and y'all in the cell, so all that noise echoes. So these is unnatural circumstances that's different from the norm, that you have to adapt to and relate to, because it can make or break you, and it can determine how long you're going to stay in there, because if you're not compatible with this individual, if you go to the gate and say, yo, listen, we can't be together, you're a snitch. If you living in some type of lifestyle, people gonna look at you funny. So you can't do that. Um, just imagine being in the cell with somebody that's way bigger than you or something like that, and that's a bully. And you have to fight this person. And y'all could be fighting for I don't know how long before the police could even come and notice that y'all even was fighting or something. They might not even walk and even see you in your cell. Just think about the situation what happened with the guy on, what was it? Not Men's Society. He played on Boys in the Hood. Remember the guy that played Boys in the Hood? The guy that shot Ricky, the actor. Remember the guy that played Boys in the Hood, Ricky, the actor, right? He began to start living a life as a gang member. After Boys in the Hood, he ended up becoming a blood member, right? And ended up catching a homicide. Make a long story short, caught a homicide. Went to prison. While he was in prison, I think it was in Pelican Bay, right? One of them California prisons. He was in Pelican Bay, I believe. And he was in a cell with a white person. They had religious differences. Long story short, while they was in the cell, they had an argument. The white guy hit him in the head with something, killed him, did whatever he did with the body, put it back in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Put his body back in the bed, corpse back in the bed, and he was in that cell, laying in that bed for about 2 or 3 days before correctional officers realized that he was missing or that he never even moved. Y'all can Google that and y'all can look it up. So just imagine when you're in solitary imagine if you're in solitary confinement, where in upstate, where it's a door with a little window, and it's just you and another man in there. You don't know what that individual's dealing with. You don't know what that individual's going through. So it's best that you figure it out immediately and man up or get swallowed up if the bunkie that's in there is not on a grown man time and is humble, you know what I'm saying, and it's fair, or if you're part of a gang and it's your homie and something like that. Because at the end of the day, they definitely put Crips and Bloods in the same pen, same cells together. And they might not be beefing like that in the streets, but in prison it's a different story. So you go to so we come in the yard, 9 o'clock, you don't do nothing, probably reading, talking, bullshitting, whatever, writing little letters. The nurses might be coming by with sick hall. Sometimes people might put in for sick hall. Sick hall is when you say, "Oh, I have a medical issue." So in the morning time, a nurse will come by and be escorted by a police officer. I mean, by a correctional officer. So some people just do it because they want to smell perfumes, hear a female voice, or just because it's something to do. Because they're in their cell, it's just for something for them to do. So they come to the gate, talk to the nurse, tell her what they want to do, whatever, or what's going on. The nurse might give them a little pill, whatever, and that be that. Or then later on the day, they might come with the rest of their medication, pain medicine or whatever it came be. They had chest pains, whatever happened, right? So what they do is you got to stick your hand through the feed up slot where they send your trays at, and then wrap your hand up, do the check your pulse and do all that through the door. You don't never come out your cell for anything, for nothing, other than visits or when you got to go to the hospital, right? Other than that, it's nothing to do. Around 12, 11, 12 o'clock, they come with your lunch. After lunch, people tend to settle down, relax. People start thinking, praying, wishing, hoping that they get mail from their wife, from their kid, from their homie, from their mother, their brother, their sister, their friends. A lot of people, mail is everything because that's their only means of contact. And I have to give a lot of respect and props to the sisters and the females that's holding prisoners down. And matter of fact, I'm not even gonna get into that right now. I'm gonna get into that at the end. But so a lot of us be waiting for mail. We want to know how our loved ones is doing. Are they okay? They might graduate it. It might have been some birthdays, so you expected some pictures. You praying that the pictures get to you safely, that they're not holding your mail and everything like that. If you get your mail, you're happy. Don't get your mail, you might feel some type of way. If you get mail and your bunkie don't get no mail, you might be happy. He might feel some type of way. If he get mail and you don't get mail, he gonna be happy. You might feel some type of way. So it's real funny. It becomes tricky because you don't want to give off your happiness off a person that might be going through something. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be very observant of the person that you're sharing that intimate space with. Because let me tell you something, no bullshit. In solitary confinement in upstate, I done heard a man get raped. I done heard a man get beat up and tied up and slid underneath the bottom bunk. I done witnessed a man deprived of his food while he was in the cell with another prisoner. The other prisoner was either eating his food or selling it because he just could. I done I done wit in cells after a person died from hanging themselves because they couldn't take it and deal with it no more. And I just so happen to be the person that's going in the cell after that. You know, having a cellmate is a gift and a curse. Is a gift because hopefully you have somebody that you can learn from, somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you can, you know, use a paper and make chessboards with and put the numbers on there. So if somebody on the other side of the building, whatever, they're not in your cell, y'all can still play chess based off the numbers and you make the pieces from the paper and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? You play chess with other cells and you can play chess in the person that's in the cell with you. You know what I'm saying? Um, so those are perks of having a bunkie, right? Um, a lot of people that's in solitary confinement, because we don't eat that much, whatever. A lot of us save our bread, right? And what we do, we save our bread. Take our bread, we save our bread. So let's say we save our toasters, so that's 8 slices of toasters because it's 4 piece. So we get 8 slices of toast every meal, unless that breakfast day they had a coffee cake. When they have a cake, or for dinner time they have you call that a corn muffin or something like that. That's when you don't get bread. That takes the place of the bread. But when you don't have that, you get bread. So you figure 8 times 3, that's 24 slices of bread. So we take them 24 slices of bread, we break them up in little breadcrumbs, break them up. We save all our sugar. Take the sugar, sprinkle it all over the bread, right? Take the butter, squirt the butter over the bread, and then we take the butter, the whole the bread and everything, and we squeeze it and make a dough. Just make a dough, right? Take milk, put milk, just soften it up till we make a dough. We don't want it wet. It's like almost like a no-bake cake. You don't want it wet. You just want it enough to where you can mix it good and it stick together. We might have cookies. We might have cherry crisp, apple crisp, and those be the flavors and everything like that that we use to make our gel pies. Some people even lift the bed up, scrape the paint off, you know, make a fire out the toilet out the roll of toilet paper. They make it like a torch where it actually burns, and they actually cook on an iron bed, and that's how they sometimes they cook their meats and stuff like that. Or they heat up, heat their stuff up and cook certain things and make their little patties and everything like that in solitary confinement. Um, in solitary confinement also, because you only have 5 to 10 magazines during the duration that you're there, you know, some people want to see different things. And then you could imagine you incarcerated, you in prison. You don't want to see in rap magazines, you in books and everything. You want to see some girly magazines. You want to have some books and everything like that. So people want to swap. So you wonder, well, how you want to swap? Well, we rip pieces of the sheets and we make lines. Make lines. We'll make weight with a shampoo package or something like that. We'll make a weight and we slide it under the door. Right, we slide it under the door, and we'll take a like the staple, put the staple on the pack at the end, and shoot it out there with the little string that we made from the sheet, and then somebody else do it, and then with the staple it'll catch the line. Now we connect it. We get the long sheet. We get the manila envelopes. Slide the magazines under the doors, and we exchange magazines like that. We exchange letters like that, or we outside and everything like that. We sell food like that because a lot of people sell peanut butter and jelly and stuff like that, and they make their little money like that, and stuff. You know how the thing go. That's how the solitary confinement world is in upstate. You do come out your cell when you go on visits. When you go on visits, there's no contact. So when you go on visit, you can't get up, hug, and kiss your family. When you first come to solitary confinement, let's say you just come to solitary confinement, you've been in solitary confinement 2 weeks. You ain't been in solitary confinement over 30 days, and you going to visit. Your kids coming to see you, just think about your family coming to see you because upstate New York, upstate correction facility is in Monroe, New York. Monroe, when you go on upstate and you go to the yard, and you look outside your window, you're looking at houses in Canada. You're seeing houses in Canada from your window, from your rectangle, right? So your family traveled 8 hours to get to you by bus, not including the time they made to prepare, to take a shower, to get to the bus, buying your stuff, buying the stuff that they needed for the ride, paying for the ride and everything like that. Not including sitting on a visit, going through the process, getting searched, putting their stuff in the locker, signing a whole bunch of papers, getting their IDs checked and everything like that. And to sit on a visit and wait for maybe another hour or two for just to bring you out. And when you come out, and because you ain't been there over 30 days, you're going on a visit. Not only is it non-contact, but it's a little slot you can try to kiss through and hold their hand through because you're not hugging them. You probably get a little hug, but and you probably get a little hug through there, but you also in handcuffs, you in shackles. So you got the handcuffs on, you got the box on, and then you got the chain around your waist with the plexiglass stopping you from hugging your people or your people from hugging you. You know what I'm saying? That's how your visit is, as long as you're in upstate in solitary confinement, right? You can't use the phone, period. unless you're going to talk to your lawyer, and it has to be an active case. You can't just be talking to a lawyer leisurely. It has to be an active case. You have non-contact visits. You only have contact with the individual that's in the cell with you. How Mel Kross maintained his sanity throughout all this. The money used to buy Jack Mac, tuna fish, and protein powder and all that other stuff. My commissary money went towards books. That's how I got in tune with Ayanna Van Sant, the lady that got that talk show, Fix My Life. She wrote books that's very inspirational. Um, Books like that. Books on identifying colors and different colors that bring your energy. Learning how to understand the aura or the color of the aura that's around your body. And what that means, and understanding what that means. You know what I'm saying? For me, solitary confinement forced me to dig deep into myself because it was nobody there but me. I couldn't hide from myself. I couldn't come out that cell whenever I wanted to. I couldn't get on the phone when I wanted to. I had to stay in that cell and face myself from day in, from day out, from year beginning to year end. And by the way, you still can continue school while you're in solitary confinement. You can't continue the same college program that you might have been in a general population facility, but you can take an online course. If you ain't got your GED, you will be doing school and all that while you're in solitary confinement, but they're bringing the books and everything to your cell. You don't leave that cell for nothing. You're in that cell, just like I said, just thinking about it. You're in a room maybe about 2 times the size of your bathroom.
Mm.
And everything is in there. Your bed, your shower, your toilet, your sink, your desk to sit down and write or whatever to have you do. I read books. I opened up my mind. You know what I'm saying? I fed my mind, I fed my soul because they say whatever don't break you gonna only make you stronger. I took the time out to start learning about business. I started buying books about learning about that's how I learned about credit, how to earn credit, how the credit bureau and everything is rigged against me and you. Because, with the more bad credit you have, the better for them because the more money they get off you per transaction, as opposed with somebody with good credit, where they might do 20 or 30 transactions before they can get the amount of money they can get off a person with bad credit. You understand what I'm saying? So, I learned all this while I was in a box and everything. I would learn all this while I was in solitary confinement. That's me though. I didn't get to the part yet about the many nights where I cried myself to sleep. About the many nights where I had to talk to another person. Where I had to talk to another person because he was crying, because he was going through something. And another thing about solitary confinement, man, is that a person could be going home in 3 months. and be in a cell with a person that got natural life. Think about that. A person came from a medium correctional facility, or he didn't even have to come from a medium correctional facility. He was in a max. He did 5 years, or he did his time, and he got caught up here in the box. He got 3 months to go home. This other person been in jail 20 years. He ain't never coming home, and that's your cellmate. You understand what I'm saying? You know, solitary confinement is very tricky, man. It all depends on the person. It all depends on the prison, because that's upstate. When you go to Southport, it's a whole different story. It's a whole different way of living in the box in solitary confinement. Because in Southport, there's bars. It's not the door with the window. In Southport, it's bars. And then you're not in a cell with nobody. You're in a cell by yourself. So the real animal be coming out of individuals. Now, let me tell y'all some of the stuff that goes on in Southport. Dudes will take the salt, put a whole bunch of salt in their mouth to numb they taste. If they don't got no squirt bottle, and they put their feces in their mouth, they put their shit in their mouth, their feces in their mouth, and chew it up and whatever it can be. And whoever there is that they're trying to get so bad that they can't reach out and get it, whatever the case may be, they spit the feces on the individual when he's passing the cell, either going to the shower or coming out the shower. See, upstate, you have a shower in your cell. Southport, you don't. So you got to walk by these people's cells. When you walk by these people's cells, these people is spitting doodle on you from their mouth. Or they might have a little squirt bottle or they might have a squirt bottle that they use, that they pissed and shitted a week, months ago, and they keep it in this bottle to violate somebody who is beefing on a gate. Oh, you know, SMD, fuck your moms, or whatever the case may be. When I see you on a visit, I'm gonna kill you and I'm gonna do this, and why you looking at my mail? Or you know what I'm saying, and whatever have you, and it be all type, and people is so miserable and going through so much pain and so much infliction, everything like that, right? It's like people is literally losing their minds. So it might come to a point because this person, I didn't, this person, I don't speak to this person. So we fishing by his cell, and the magazine, I put it on a line. He'll pop the line and steal your magazine. So now you see this dude on a visit, you want to do something to him on his visit and everything like that. And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's real crazy. It's real. Some people end up taking medication and completely lose their mind, man. Completely lose their mind. People hang themselves, relationships get destroyed. You have to be real strong, man. Real strong, man, to be able to withstand that and still have your marbles, still have some type of feeling, still have some type of human feeling, B. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. What you gonna be doing all day in your room with somebody else? Hoping that you get mail. You might work out, you're not gonna work out. When you shower, you gotta split your shower time with this individual before they cut all the water off. You gotta be in this cell when this man take a shit. You gotta listen every time he pees. Think about these individuals and what they dealing with and these conditions with the corona epidemic going on right now. You understand what I'm saying? This is what life is in solitary confinement. Everybody yelling on the gate, trying to get something going on. Everybody trying to be about something. You might see a whole bunch of lines coming out the cells on the bottom of the cells because people trying to get magazines or look at other people's pictures and do certain things or write letters, or they trying to get some weed, or somebody done got some tobacco somehow. They trying to, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and that's the pastime. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, man, at nighttime, the lights go out. Oh, let's think about this too. When you first go to solitary confinement, you don't have no headphones. You can't listen to no music or nothing. So again, think about you being in that cell, no music, 5 pictures, 5 magazines, 5 letters. That's another thing. You only can have 5 letters too, 5 of your personal letters, and you can have all your legal work, all your legal mail, and everything like that. But you can only have 5 personal letters, 5 personal pictures, 5 magazines, no food, no other property, no nothing. 3 T-shirts, 3 pair of socks, 3 pairs of boxes. You get 3 showers a week. Can't use the phone. You got non-contact visits. Every time you leave that cell, you got to be handcuffed and shackled up and escorted. Just think about people that's been in those conditions for the last 5 or 10 years. I did over 10 years in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement being what we call the box in Rikers out in the beam, pretty much my whole 3 years. So I caught 5 jail cases. I never got caught. I never got away with anything. I had like 3 or 4 stabbings. Other one I got caught with the weapon, the razor. I did box time for everything that everything I ever did. Up north, I went to the box plenty of times. Come out, go back, come in, go out, come in, come back. Um, a lot of us, we be out in the streets, man, right? We don't realize, we know that there's another side to the life or whatever. But we just never think that it'll be us that's going through and getting caught into that. You know what I'm saying? I talked a lot, man. I got my brother here with me. You know what I'm saying? Um, we was up north together. He's also my family, and I'm gonna do a whole nother episode about that because that's a whole nother story within itself. It's my brother, cousin, everything, my comrade, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And 6, I'm gonna let him speak about what his experience was like and what he went through emotion and everything while he was in solitary confinement.
Yeah, man. It was kind of touching just listening to Kross and what he talking about because I was one of them people that always looked at the bro, you know what I'm saying, and never thought that we'd be talking inside and not outside. So therefore, the light that I seen was something different. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of happy that I went through the things that I went through because I seen who I am as a man too. You know what I'm saying? So being in a, from population to the box, you learn so much. And I gotta give a shout out because I ain't learned this stuff by myself either. I was embraced. Somebody else was on my back telling me something because I was one of them black brothers who I wasn't gonna lay down. You know what I'm saying? I'm not laying down. I don't care what's going on. But one thing I did respect was when somebody said, "This is how it goes. This is how it goes." I understood that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what lead me to being in the box because I never thought about the box before. Like the box life is different between population box and population period. I never had a cellmate. I was always in a cell by myself, or I was in a dorm. The box shows you what it is to be a man. No games about that. When you come to the box, how about this? It's so real. If you in a gang, when you come to the box, the officer tells you, can you be in this cell? He is this, and that. I know you this, and that. Is it good? Before you even get in the box, while your hands is on the wall, still he talking to you. You see your name up there, it's just you. You going, you what? Who are you? What? The floor call said this, what? This man behind this thing is this. Can you survive with this man? So that taught me so much right there to respect the next man. Because at some points, the life that we was living wasn't respecting the next man. That's why the box taught you to be a man. The box taught you to be a man because you had to respect the next man. So when I came in, I kind of thought like, you know, me and him would have a problem because we don't even know each other. Different jails, different everything. I'm from the Bronx. He might be from Brooklyn. That's how it goes. So I'm thinking like it ain't gonna be peaches and cream no more. You gotta say something, do something, make this man know that you in this building too. But that's why I understand who I am as a man. Because when I came to that day in that box and I understood who this man was, he understood who I was, day one, no problem. No problem. Because I learned something quickly. I gotta respect somebody's space, he respect mine. But I also learned its tricks and trades of the box. You could be a new jack in the box and things happen that you never before in population. A monkey telling you, yo, I'm on the bottom for the first get out, you get and next week I do him down. And next week he did that. So a lot of different things that make your mind get back to be. It's no, I ain't even trying to be mad no more. It's just you and it. So just imagine now what telling you about the experience. Just imagine your first 3 days in the box and it's telling you, yo, you on the bottom bunk, I'm on the top. I'm not gonna get down for the first week, and you're gonna get down, get all the trays, send them back in, collect them, and next week I do it, and he don't even get down for the next week. Now you whole man, everything you talked about coming to the box is back in front of you again because this man said he not getting down when you got down for the whole week and got the trays. Ever think about, yeah, relation is sweet, but the box brings you into being a man. That wasn't this. That's just a small subject about the box. How about your first day in the box when you hear people on the gate yelling, screaming, ah, throwing all type of stuff. Figuring it out. Like, hold on. Gotta play my part right now because I know what's going on. One thing you never knew that your bunkie is gang banging too, right? So you like, I'm talking about me per se. I've been in the box 3 days. I hear everybody, not even 3 days, 2 nights in the box. Hearing everybody on the gate yelling from the front of the cell to the back of the case with the window open. They yelling. Like Kross said, they got lines to the back of the cell, the cage. They got lines. So everything is coming to your mind. And this man down here is gangbanging, just like you. Cabby, stop playing around now. So therefore, a brother like me jumps on the gate. I'm not even on the gate. I don't play the gate. I'm in the back. I'm yelling through the back of the window where the shower's at to yell out the cage. Stop playing around now. So that echo is a different echo. I'm yelling through the back of the window to go out the cage to reach the back of the yard where everybody got the cages at. All right? And I'm like, they're like, they're like, yo, I ain't saying my name. I ain't saying no name. She's like, yo, homie, what cell you in? I'm like, I'm in three bell. Copy. I'm in three bell. When you came? I came in Wednesday. Oh, stay Friday. I was shaking. They doing their things. But not knowing, my bunkie never shouted out. He been here 3 weeks. Now he mad at me for shouting on the window at the bros. So they like, yo, who you in the bed with? Like, I'm in the bed with, I ain't gonna, this little nigga's a meatball, I guess. Cause he never said nothing. Right? They're like, word? Like, yeah, son thick like quick. Stop playing around. He thick like quick. What's up? He what? How long you been here? Yo, he said he been here a month. Never shouted out. Now it's a whole different story in the cell. This man is mad because I shouted out on the gate in 2 nights and 3 days. Stop playing around once again. Once again. He been in here a whole month and haven't said a word. Not on the chair, not on the gate. Nobody know he's in the building. Therefore, it's a whole different story now. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna keep it 100. I probably was like 180. Some was like 220. I'm gonna keep it 100. Stack. And eat some BK. I'm from the Bronx. You know how it goes. Stop playing around, man. You know what I mean? Stop playing. Like, what's up? What's up? But it was just so real that Bobby jumping on the gate in 2 days, the boy kind of fell under the arm because I didn't play that game. I'm not playing that weirdo game. Point blank. That's why I said I gotta get shout outs too, because I gotta embrace my people.
Slow. Yeah, slow, man. You know, just want to say this, right? Solitary confinement, man. Again, it's all about the individual. You know, everybody go through different circumstances. Some circumstances might be the same, some might be different. Some you can identify with, you can relate to, you can learn from. You know, but the best way I can describe it, man, just think about being in a cell by yourself 24 hours a day. You can hear other people. You might see them when they go in the shower, going on visits and everything. You know, the different mood swings, you know, the collateral damage it gives you when you on a social aspect, on how you deal with people after you know, post solitary confinement. When you get out, you got to go back into population, or when you got to go back into society, especially when you're not seeing no type of mental health or nothing like that, whereas they was conditioning you. I'm hearing that they're doing that now, but they wasn't doing that. And another thing that I'm hearing about what they're doing now, what they wasn't doing then was they shut down that three strike thing, whereas if you caught a gang ticket three times, they can give you, 3 years or something like that more in the box. So imagine being in the box 3 years for gang material because somebody wrote you a letter and crossed out a C or crossed out a B and said something that they couldn't understand. So they labeled it gang material, and then you get found guilty of this ticket, and then you go to solitary confinement for 3 years for that. So this is 3 years that you're not going to be able to talk to your family on the phone. This is 3 years that you're not going to be able to hug your family when they come to see you on a visit. This is going to be 3 years that you can't buy a cake or food or something out of commissary. And those solitary confinement circumstances, when you catch a ticket, let's talk about people. Let's talk about solitary confinement for those that didn't get a ticket or that didn't do nothing wrong. So it's people that's in solitary confinement because somebody might have wrote a letter to the administration and said somebody's supposed to kill this guy. So the police take him out of the cell and throw him in the box because somebody says that they want to kill him. So now they throw him in administrative segregation, as SAG for short. And you're in solitary confinement. You have the same. You have the same property limits, 5 pictures, this, that, and other. Can't use the phone until after a certain amount of time because you're in solitary confinement. But if you're in upstate, you're still not using the phone. And you go to the hearing, and they tell you, well, come back in 6 months or come back in 90 days. Because every 90 days you go back to see them to see if they release you out of admin segregation. And every 90 days, they could just keep shooting you down, year after year, month after month, every 90 days after 90 days, and they shoot you down. And next thing you know, you don't even know when you're getting out of solitary confinement. At least a person that actually violated a rule or did something that they wasn't supposed to do, at least they know when they getting out of solitary confinement. So a person that they saying because they got a letter saying that somebody supposed to be doing something to them or something like that, whatever, and you in solitary confinement, you never know when you're gonna get out of there. Like my brother Amin, he been in solitary confinement about 5 years now. And because we put them petitions and everything together is the reason why they moved from Elmira to Attica. I wanted to share this, of course, because like I said earlier, somebody in the comments asked me about that. And wanted me to do that. So I obliged. And again, one of the things that kept me strong is that the books and stuff I was reading, it started to consume me. You know what I'm saying? Because that was something that I was into. So it made me tap into my soul. It made me tap deep into myself. Others that wasn't fortunate killed themselves or lost it. They're not the same anymore. They lost it. I was one of the fortunate ones that didn't lose it. So, and they always say that God saved his hardest battles for his toughest soldiers. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I look at myself. I know I have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So the more I share my story, the more I share my circumstances and what I come from and what I endured and what I have overcome, that others like me know that you're not alone and we can inspire each other. You know what I'm saying? We understand each other pain. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, deal with pain differently. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but again, man, whatever don't break us will only make us stronger, man. But I done been through so much pain, man, that that's where I get my healing from. That's where I get my healing from. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, you know, the healing hurts more than the wound. You know what I'm saying? The healing hurts more than the wound. So, my books, me working out, because every time when you work out, you breathing and you counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm saying that to say this. Many different religious practices or even medical practices, they tell you in order to calm down and everything like that, you want to breathe and then count from 10 down. 10, 9, 8, 7. You know what I'm saying? So when you working out and you doing 1, 2, 3, 4, it's the same program and effect. And then you breathing. So all that frustration for that moment, I used it in a constructive way. And Ayana Van Sant, she got the book. I can't remember the book right now, but I got the book downstairs too. You know, in her book, she was teaching breathing exercise on how to strengthen your lungs and stuff like that. So I started doing things like that. And then one of my bunkies, he used to be a professional boxer and everything. So I used to be in the cell training. You know what I'm saying? So I was blessed to have those things to keep my mind occupied from my, where I wasn't consumed by my circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But, everybody's not that fortunate, man. But let's not get it messed up. Let's not get me fucked up. Many of them nights I cried. Many of them days I was stressed out. Many of them days I felt like giving up. Many of them days I want to fuck my roommate, my cellmate up. Some of them we may have fought. Some of them I was able to leave a cell without anything happening. You know, that was hell, man. Just think about being in solitary confinement and you find out that your wife don't want to be with you no more and she done moved on. Being in solitary confinement when you don't have nobody outside checking up on you, writing you letters, sending you pictures. A lot of us that be out here doing these crimes, or even when we locked up and certain things happen, you know, we know the consequences that come with our actions, but we never knew. We know the consequences of our actions, but we never knew or felt like we would get caught to get the repercussion. Then we got to suffer and then we deal with it. I have a lot of social issues because of everything that I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I could be around people and I could be totally engaged and feel the energy and love the vibration and would be like a mute and would be completely mute, won't say nothing unless that person is engaging in something or whatever. You know, I can get upset real fast. I don't like talking for long period of times over the phone. I hate when somebody tell me what to do. I hate when people constantly repeat themselves and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, these are some of the side effects and everything from all this that I dealt with. You know what I'm saying? These are the character defects that I have behind this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? So when I be speaking about mental health, when I be speaking, this shit is real. Because a kid acting up, now they got pills and stuff and they saying that they have ADHD. People coming home from these prisons now, I mean, coming home from these wars and everything, now they have PTSD. I come from a nation of kings and queens that was kidnapped and enslaved and wasn't taught nothing for 300 years but obedience, torture, slavery, rape, and everything like that. African Americans and our Latinos and you know what I'm saying, whatever, we was never diagnosed with shit. We was never compensated for nothing. Those that's coming out here with these issues and stuff like that, man, we really need to deal with it because these is hurting our relationships. A lot of times I feel like I'm not understood. Will just further put you in a shell if you allow it. You understand what I'm saying? So, I hope that gave you a good picture of what life in solitary confinement is and the negative consequences that come with that. The collateral people, man. Some people never bounce back, man. Some people they never just bounce back. Took a shower, still being stuckers. You know what I'm saying? They never come back, man. So I hope that none of y'all have to go through what I went through, man. So my purpose and reason for sharing this, man, is to share my pain. You know what I'm saying? I don't hide behind tears. I don't hide my tears. You know what I'm saying? You learn who you, that's right. Somebody just said it. You learn who you really are when you're facing these circumstances, man. You really learn who you are. You really learn what you made of, man. Under those circumstances. I done fought some of the biggest wars of my life. One of the wars, the biggest wars of our life, me and all of us that's tuned in watching me right now, we all had the same fight, this same first fight. And I say it all the time. Y'all know what that same first fight was? When your father ejaculated into your mother's vagina, it's millions of sperm cells racing to that egg. You was that one, or if you have a twin, y'all was the two or three or whatever that made it here out of millions. So you're all special. You made it out of millions. You was the first one to make it, or even if you wasn't the first one to make it, you were the first one to penetrate that egg and take your seat. And take your seat to be born and pushed out here into this world. You understand what I'm saying? Not understand. I need everybody to overstand. You know what I'm saying? So our first biggest fought, we all fought together. We all fought that together. You know what I'm saying? Facts. We fought that together. But as we go through life, we strive and we fight through many other things. Remember how I told you I look at life as a river. When a river first starts, it goes through many obstacles. It goes through many different terrains. The terrain might have it go left. It might have it go right. It might have it go up. It might have it go down. Dams might be built to try to stop it. Other animals might live into it and use it for other purposes, whatever. But regardless to what, life goes on. We can't just be consumed about that. We learn that we keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? But so if anybody that got somebody in solitary confinement, man, and you haven't reached out to that person in a while, take your time out, drop a little line, let that individual know that, man, I'm thinking about you, man. Let them know, man, that you got a little bit more insight about some of the things, the psychological things and stuff like that that be going on inside there, man. And that'll definitely make their day. You know, we having people that be in the box, man, they be losing their mind so much that they go on verbal fast. They go on a verbal fast. A verbal fast is when you just fast from talking because you don't want to have bogus conversations. You don't want to have, you know what I'm saying, you protecting your energy. You protecting your shield. You protecting your vibration and everything around you. So you're not indulging. You absentee. You upside. You taking yourself out for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? So some people be going on verbal fast. They plug in their ears. They don't want to hear no evil. They don't want to see no evil. And they don't want to speak it. They just want to be in calm stillness and complete silence. They want to listen to whatever music is in their own head. You know what I mean? Some of the best conversations I had with myself in the box. Real talk. So I just gave y'all a little glimpse on what solitary confinement is and how I survived it and a lot of other things that people went through, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely wish y'all nothing but the best. Peace and blessings. As y'all see, man, last couple of days, man, we've been losing a lot of great actors and actresses. We just lost Miss Della Rose, Della Reese. Um, may she rest in peace. You know, we lost Debo, may he rest in peace. And we lost Sis from Baps, may she rest in peace. Hope their legacies live on. Um, Hope I was able to give them their flowers, before they pass, man. So, everybody that's living right now, man, y'all tuned in. Y'all had loved ones, y'all have a heart, y'all trying to strive for the better. Y'all have kids, man, y'all went through struggles, whatever, man. I want to give y'all a flower. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all a flower, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? Because only real recognize real and only still but sharp and still. You know what I'm saying? So whoever's in this channel, whoever's tuned in and who's been here, you know what I'm saying, from the whole time or who's tuned in and continue to be tuned in, salute. Only real could even want to even tolerate and even listen to this, what I'm saying. It's too real for people ears. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give all of y'all a flower. And I appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings to your family. It's Kross TV Network. It's Kross with a K. Y'all know if it ain't grown, leave it alone. It's real over here. Happy holidays. Be safe in this. Watch this winter. Watch this weather. Y'all drive safe, man. Drink, smoke responsibly. Peace, kings and queens. Salute. Oh, hold up. One more thing. Miss Playful just made another donation. Miss Playful just made another donation. She said, "We love hearing this from you. We've been waiting. we took you. It took we. What took you so long? Salute, beloved. It's Playboy. Yeah, that's my girl right there. It's playful, man. It's playful. Show love. Oh man, somebody else kind of think about it, man. Somebody else did do a donation too, right here. He did it right here. I definitely want to salute the person. Swag in the Mills, S.h.u, Zip Tray Ace, Salute Big Homie Facts 100. Yo, thank you for the donation, King. You already know, man. Hat to the blaze. You already know how that go, man. All the time. Zip Zip Tray Ace, you already know, man. Salute, definitely appreciate y'all. Hope I gave y'all something to think about. I know I might have touched a couple of people's hearts, man. I hope I gave y'all enough insight to where y'all could really feel what I was saying, man. Again, thank you for tuning in to Kross TV Network. That's Kross with a K. Drink, smoke responsibly. When y'all doing that, know that y'all in for the night. Stay indoors, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's appreciate each other, man. Let's get on family time, man. Salute, man.